So if you just think about breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, getting yourself into a nice comfortable position. I'm going to change the camera position so I'll disappear and then I'll pop up on the mat. So sitting ourselves down, just letting our breathing lift our arms up, in through the nose and out through the nose. Just letting the day melt away. Bringing yourself into this mat, into this time. As you're breathing in, feeling the body stretching up from the waist, the shoulders, the arms, the ribs. As you're breathing out, everything just melting down, the knees, the hips, the shoulders, the head melting. Trying to empty out the lungs as you're breathing out. Filling the lungs in 3 dimensions as you're breathing in. And we're going to do one more. Lifting them arms, feeling the body stretch up. And breathing out, letting everything relax. So we're going to lie ourselves down on the floor. We can keep our knees bent, but we're turning our palms over. We're going to start with our neck stretches. So taking our chin off the floor, but leaving our head, taking our head off the floor, but leaving our shoulders on the floor. We're going to lift our head up towards our chest. And hold it here for 3 breaths. And then we're bringing the head back down to centre. So we're keeping our shoulders on the floor, but we're taking our chin all the way up in the air, looking backwards. And then we're bringing that chin back down to centre. We're going to turn and look over our shoulder so that our ears going towards the floor. And then we're bringing it back to centre and taking it over the other side. Letting everything just relax down. We're bringing the head back to centre. And we're going to bring our ear towards our shoulder. Our nose is sticking up in the air, but not our chin. Make sure that's tucked down. And we're sliding our hands down towards our feet. that we feel the stretch through the side. And then back to centre and over to the other side. Again, making sure the chin's tucked down, the hands are pulling away down towards the floor. And bring the head back to centre. So staying down, we're going to take the arms out in line with our shoulders and turn the palms face up. Face down, sorry. Keep the shoulders on the floor. Bring the knees together. Keep the feet together. Bring the knees down towards the right. Turn the head, look towards your left. It doesn't matter if the knees don't go to the floor, as long as they're together. You don't want them opening. And then you're going to bring it back to centre. Bring the head back to centre. Take the legs over towards the left. Look towards your right. Now you don't want that shoulder lifting off the floor. You want to make sure that stays down. But the feet stay on top and the knees stay together. You'll feel this through the lower back. So we're bringing it back to centre, and we're going to do one more on each side. Turning the head to centre, bring the knees over to the side, turn and look in the opposite direction. As you breathe out, let everything just relax. Bringing it back to centre. Let's take it over the other side. And bringing it back to centre. Take the hands down by the side. We're again turning the palms face over. We're going to push down, so we're taking our feet slightly apart if we need to. If it hurts our knees to lift up. We're pushing down with the spine, so the arch of the spine is going towards the floor, and we're tilting the tailbone up towards the ceiling. We're going to then push the tailbone towards the floor. You'll feel the middle part of the spine stretch up. You may feel as if your neck and your chin lifts up too. As you push down, you're breathing out. And you'll feel the chin starts to pull down. It feels it lengthens at the back. It flattens out like the spine does. Let's do one more of these. So push the tailbone down. Feel the spine lengthen, get slightly bigger. Feel the neck, feel as it wants to lift up. And then we're pushing down, pushing the spine towards the floor. You'll feel that the neck wants to tuck in and lengthen as well. But now we're going to lift all the way up, lifting them hips up. Pushing them towards the ceiling. And then we're going to curl back down again. We're taking it all the way to the base of the spine, to the coccyx, the tailbone. The chin wants to lift as well. We're breathing out, we're pushing down, that neck starts to stretch. Then as we lift, we're breathing in. As we want to breathe out, we're going to curl down. Breathe in, take it back into what would we normally think of as a cow position. We're going to roll it back, and we're kind of taking it into our cat position, and then we're lifting up into a kind of backwards dog in a strange sort of way. And let's roll it down. And roll to the edge of our tailbone, and we're going to bring our legs back with us this time as we bring it back in. Grab hold with the hands. From here we're going to roll onto our sides. We're going to have our knees on top of our knees and our feet on top of our feet, but we're bent at an angle. The bottom hand is facing up, the top hand is down, and we're going to have our piece of chalk, and we're going to draw a circle around ourselves. So if the head feels as if it needs to go down, feels a bit strange, you can always put a cushion underneath your head or a block. We're taking the piece of chalk, we're taking it away from the hands, and we're drawing a circle around the body. Keeping the knees down, we're going all the way around. It doesn't matter if the hand lifts off the floor, we're bringing it back to centre. So we're going to go up again, we're breathing in. We're going to follow with the eyes so that we turn, but we're keeping the knees together. We're bringing it all the way back round. Let's do 2 more. Breathing in. And then breathing out. And our last one. Now with this we're starting to work the shoulders, work the chest, work the back. You'll also feel it into that waist. Let's bring it back to centre. So we're going to do the other side. So I'm going to turn around this way. So again, the knees are on top of each other, the feet are on top, and we've got a nice diagonal. The hands coming out, the head's going down, we're stretching out a little. We're breathing in, lifting the arm up. It's coming around the body. We're bringing it back down. We'll turn the opposite way. We're bringing it up and around. 2 more. And then bring it back to centre. From here, you're going to roll over onto your belly. So we're going to bring it in and out of Sphinx. We're bringing our elbows underneath our shoulders and stretching our fingers out. Now from here, we're going to let our neck just sink down into our shoulders, so we know what that sinking down into our shoulders feel like. We're going to let our stomach muscles relax, our bum muscles, our thigh muscles relax. We're going to just let everything relax. We can give them a little shake so we know they're relaxed. They're nice and relaxed, they're not doing anything, we're just down here. So now we're going to start to lift everything up. We're going to start with our feet. We're going to push the tops of our feet into the floor so that our knees come off the floor. Then we're going to think about our pelvic floor and pull our pelvic floor in. Then we're going to think about our abdominal muscles and pull our abdominal muscles back. Then we're going to start to think about our elbows sliding back. And then we're going to get our head and lift it up and out of our shoulders. Stick the chin in the air. Squeeze everything that we've just been talking about. Pulling them arms back. But make sure you breathe. Feel that breath as you're breathing in. Goes right into the stomach and feels as if it's yanking the skin at the front of the belly upwards. And then we're going to breathe out and we're going to let everything just sink back down again. And again, we become all floppy, everything's just nice and relaxed. So we're going to start again, starting from the feet, pushing into the tops of the feet, lifting them knees, starting to engage the core and the thighs, pulling in the stomach muscles, pulling the shoulders back, sliding the elbows, lifting the head out, stretching the chin up, lift every muscle up, squeeze all the front muscles. And then we're going to sink down. So from here, we're going to lift ourselves up again. We're going to push, but this time we're going to push with our fingers to bring ourselves into cobra. We're going to keep our hip bone on the floor. So we're not lifting all the way up into up facing dog. So we're starting at them feet, pushing the tops of the feet into the floor, lifting the knees, pulling in the pelvic floor, pull in the abdominal, lift the shoulders up and down, pull the elbows back, then push into the fingers. Trying to lift more of the chest off the floor, but keeping that pelvic floor down. Squeeze all them muscles. And then we're going to come down and we're going to sink down. And we'll turn the elbows out and bring our head down to the floor. And from here, we're bringing our hands back, lift your toes up, push back, bring it into child. From here, we're going to bring ourselves up onto our knees and then bring ourselves down onto our bottom. So we're going to take it into a cow face. We're bringing one leg over so the outside edge of the foot sits down. Now the other foot can stay here, or you're seeing if you can tuck it underneath. Now we're having our legs in cow face, but we're going to do our arms and a different thing. So we're going to take our arms to the side. So whichever foot is at the top, that hand goes on the floor. So if it's your left foot over to your right side, your right hand goes on the floor. You're going to lift the arm up, breathe in, breathe out, reach over. And you'll feel the stretch right through the side of the leg to the knee. And then breathing in, lift. Lift the other arm, take it down. Breathe out, reach over. So again, it's forcing you to stay down. It's really hard to kind of twist in this. You will find it'll keep you back a bit more. But again, you'll feel it into that hip joint at the bottom. Breathe in, come up. And take the hand round by the foot, opposite hand, and then twist, look over the back. Again, we'll feel this into the hips and the knees. We're going to bring it back to the front. And we're going to take it the other way. So the hand goes on the knee at the top. It goes to the bottom. We use that to give ourselves a little push over the other side. Bring it back to center. So we're bringing that bottom foot out, but we're staying here. If we can, we're taking the hand into cow face. So the top one goes up, the bottom one goes down. If they don't touch, it doesn't matter. So if you end up like that, that's okay. Stay there, don't worry about it. There's no rush. It's more what we're going to do in a minute. So holding that wherever you can. Pull the straight leg, pull the toes backwards. And then lift the head up. Pull the elbows back. Breathe out, lean forward. And you'll feel that stretch right into the back of the leg. You don't have to go anywhere. And then bring it back up and undo the arms. Take that top leg off. So let's do the other side. So bringing the leg over the top, bring that leg underneath. So that leg underneath, remember, it doesn't have to, if it doesn't go there, it doesn't matter. We're going to be working from the top leg anyway. So we're taking the hand down to the side of the foot where the top leg is, so the right leg, left hand. Breathing in, lifting up, reaching over. And then breathing in, breathe out, take it over the other side. Breathe in, bring it up. Bring the hand down by the foot, the opposite hand, turn and look over to the back. And let's go round to the other side. Bring it back to the centre. Take the bottom leg out. The knee that's up in the air, it's the opposite hand goes thumbs up. The other one thumbs down, it comes in. We're lifting the head up, pulling the shoulders back, pulling the toes of the foot back, breathing out, leaning forward. And then bringing it back up, undoing the arms. Bring the feet out, give the knees a little shake. So from here, we're swinging our legs round, bringing ourselves up onto our tiptoes, give our legs a little walk. Walk the feet in towards the hands. Let the body drop down. Give yourself a little stretch. You can bend them knees. You can keep them straight. Then we're going to bend the knees, look up. Breathe in, lift. And breathe out. Bring it down. So you're going to lose my head. Don't worry about it. Let me just bring that up. Oh, I don't know why I'm bringing that up a bit. Wrong one. You won't get much of me, but like I said, it's not that important. We're going to bring it into sun salutation. So find your spot on the floor. Bring your thighs, your feet into the right position. Bring the thighs back, tighten up the inner thighs, the back thighs, the sides. Bring in the pelvic floor, the abdominals. Bring the shoulders back and down, tuck the chin in. Bring the hands together in prayer. Close your eyes. Think about what you want to gain. So we're breathing in, we're lifting up and reaching back. Then breathing out, taking it into a forward bend. Remember, if you need to, you can bend them knees. We're taking it into a half bend, lifting up, the shoulders come back, the chest is pushing down, the chin's tucked in, keeping everything nice and straight. We're going to step back with our right foot. Onto our tiptoes, drop our hips, lifting up into a warrior lunge. Remember, you can always have your hands on your knees, you can stay down on the floor. We're going to come forward and step back to down dog. Make sure that you feel comfortable. Come up onto your tiptoes, roll forward to plank. Remember, you can always bend the knees, take the knees to the floor, bring the chest down, roll forward, lift up. Keep them knees down or lift them up, it's up to you. Step back to down dog. Lift that left foot up in the air. You should find that the right foot will pop down a little further. Look forward, pull it in towards your chest and step it out. If it doesn't go, step it up a little bit more, put the toes down, the knees down. Drop the hips, shoulders come back. We're lifting up. We're bringing them hands down. We're stepping in and back to our forward bend. Look forward, bend the knees, breathe in, lift up. Let's do one more. Breathe it out. Breathing in. Breathing out, back with that left foot. Breathing in to lift up. Breathing out to step back. Breathe in to come up onto your tiptoes. And breathe out to come forward to plank. Breathe in to lift up to dog. And breathe out into down dog. Breathe in as you lift the right leg up. And breathe out as you step it through the legs. Breathe in to lift up. And breathe out into forward bend. Breathe in to lift up. And breathe out to bring it down. Lovely. So, I'm going to take it into tree pose and then we're going to go down onto the floor. I'm ever so warm. 1 minute. Whew. So with this we're going into tree. Now you can have your bum against the wall. You can have your foot on the floor. But lift this up a little so you can see my legs. So you can have your foot so that it's just against the ankle and you can always lift it up. You can bring it up to your calf. You can take it to the inside of your thigh, but you cannot put it against the side of your knee. Okay, I'm going to hold on to the wall while I'm explaining this. So you can't hold on and put it against the knee, but it can go here, it can go here. Now if you need, you can always bend the knee so that it sits on your leg, but you'll find that your back is still quite nice and straight. And then as you get better, you'll find that you can straighten that leg. The more you can push this knee away, the more it'll lock into this position. But it's a nice position to be in because we can go into the second part from here. So any position you want, I'm going to move that because it slides. Any position you want, we're going to find our spot on the floor. We're going to take 5 breaths. So here we go, bringing it up to wherever you want to be. Hands into prayer if you can, or by your side if you want to as well. They don't need to go up. Lovely. And then bringing the leg back down. Perfect. Let's do the other side. So again, lifting that foot up. Bring it to wherever it wants to go. Find our spot. Remember, you need to hold on. And then bringing it down and bringing it down. So we can stay there. I'm going to bring this up a touch. We can stay where we just were, bringing it up into the leg, or we can take it down into a forward bend. Now, if you're going down, you may want a block, you may want a wall, you may want a chair, anything that so that you're not going down too far. So if I do it with a chair, having the chair in front, then you're bringing the leg up, you're stretching the arms up, you're breathing out, and you're bringing your hands down to the chair, or down to a block, or down to the floor. And then when you're coming out, you have to come out as smoothly as you went in, so you might want to come to the chair, and then bend the knee, bring yourself back up. Okay? So if you feel you don't want to do it, you don't have to. You can just do the first one, which is just staying in tree position. It's up to you. Okay? So here we go again, one more time. So bringing that foot up. Find your spot. Decide whether you want to go to the next point. Good, lovely. Now we've got to get ourselves out as gracefully as we got in. So we're going to look up, look forward, and believe in ourselves. Breathe in. Yeah. And bring it back down. Very good. So let's try the other side. So again, finding our position, finding our leg, bringing our leg up. Reaching our arms up. Breathing out, bringing it down. And then looking up. Breathing in. Lifting up. Taking the leg down. Bringing it out. Very good. And you'll find one side is always harder, but it really works into them hips. So we're going to bring ourselves down to the floor. So we're taking ourselves down, and if you want, you can step back to down dog. Push back, give them legs a nice little stretch, that back a nice little stretch, and then curl down. Bring yourself into child pose. Just going to again, just drop that down so you can see me. So we're going to do some exercises for our stomach. Now with this, it requires you to consciously think about your pelvic floor. So you're going to be pulling your abdominals in, so the area here. You're also going to be pulling in your pelvic floor as well. So the back and the front. You're going to try and hold those the whole time, but also breathe. Breathing is the most important. If you drop them, when you breathe out, try and pull them all back up again. Okay? So we're going to lie ourselves down on the floor. You're bending your knees. And And then you're going to pull in your pelvic floor and your abdominals. Now try and pull them, keep them in. Now from here, you're going to do what we did earlier. You're going to lift your bum into a pelvic thrust. But then you're going to bring the bum back down and lift it back up again. Bring it down and push it up. So it's not touching the floor. It's just lifting up and down. But you're holding onto them stomach muscles. You're holding that pelvic floor. But still breathing. And 2 more, 9. And 1 more, 10. And bring it down. So you can let go and let all the muscles just back out again. So we're going to bring it into the same thing but with a figure 4. You're going to bring your foot onto your thigh. So similar to a lying down tree pose. So it's very what we've just been doing, working them legs. But now we're going to bring in again that muscle. So flex the foot, push with your leg, not with your hand, push your leg out. Squeeze your pelvic floor, pull in your abdominals, squeeze them in, palms turning up, tuck the chin in, lift the bum, and again going up and down 10 times, but we're not pulling that bum to the floor, we're still holding in. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And bring it down, take the foot off, and if you want to, you can do let everything relax. So let's try the other side. So bringing the foot, placing it on your thigh, flex the foot. Tighten up the pelvic floor, pull in the abdominals. Lift the bum off the floor, squeeze everything in. Drop it, lift it back up. Drop it, lift it back up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax it down. Bring it down. So again, we're going to hold onto these legs, but we're going to lift our right leg up and we're going to bring our right hand up and place it on the knee. You're squeezing your stomach. Now you're going to push your knee in, but you're going to push with your hand. So you're keeping everything down, but you're pushing in 2 opposite directions. Pushing with the foot, pushing with the hand, but squeezing them stomach muscles, squeezing them abdominals. Keeping that spine down on the floor so you're not arching the back. And breathing at the same time. And then relax. Let's try the other side. So bring the leg up. Place your hands up, left hand on your left knee. Foot parallel to the floor. Pull them stomach muscles in. Squeeze that pelvic floor. Tuck the chin in. Make sure the back's nice and flat. Push in opposite directions. Really try and push your hand forward. Push your leg backwards. And relax. So we're going to try and do the 2 of them together. You're going to bring both legs up. Both hands on the legs. Squeeze them stomach muscles. Squeeze that pelvic floor. Push into opposite directions. Make sure you're breathing. Squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. And relax. Bring it down. Lovely. So we're going to take it into what is called the hundreds, but we're not going to do it in 100, don't worry. You're going to squeeze the stomach muscles, lift the arms off the floor, keep the shoulders down. Now from here, you're squeezing that stomach and you're just pushing the hands to the floor. If you can lift the shoulders, fine, but you're not coming up too far. You're just coming down. You're pushing the hands towards the floor. Keeping the neck nice and long. Squeezing that stomach down. And then relax. That was 30, I'm not too sure. We're going to do it again one more time. We're squeezing them stomach muscles in, pulling that pelvic floor in, lifting the head up, turning the palms to the floor, keeping the neck long, and then as we breathe out, we're just pushing the hands to the floor. And relax. Turn the palms over. Let the body relax down. So we're going to do a similar thing, but we're going to take our hands over to the side. So our shoulder blade on our right side is staying on the floor, but our left side is lifting up. We're again pulling them stomach muscles in, and we're just pushing down with our hands. It sounds really strange, but it's a lovely exercise, but it protects us the back as well. So we're squeezing that stomach in, we're keeping that chin tucked in, we're breathing out, pushing down. Pushing the hands to the floor, keeping the shoulder on the right side down, and you're just feeling that left one pulling over slightly as you're going down. And then relaxing. I'm going to take it over the other side. So we're lifting, the one shoulder's on the floor, the other shoulder's lifted. We're just pushing the hands towards the floor. We're squeezing them stomach muscles in, squeezing them abdominals. Here we go. And relax. We have to do one more, unfortunately, on each side. So again, we're lifting up to our right, reaching the hands out, pulling the stomach muscles in. Here we go, push down. Relax. And let's do the last side. So again, lifting up, squeeze the muscles in. Here we go. And relax. So from here we're going to lift up with the stomach. We're turning the palms over so they're flat down, and we're kind of going into a shoulder stand, but we're not going all the way up. All we're doing is we're rolling back and lifting up and coming back down again. We're rolling back, lifting our bum and bringing it back down. We're breathing out as we're lifting up. We're breathing in as we're coming down. We're not going all the way to our neck. We're just coming to our shoulders. And then we're bringing our legs down, giving ourselves a little cuddle. You know, we're going back up again. This time if you want, you can see if you can take your hands away so they're not on the floor. It'll make it a little bit harder. So again, we're lifting up and lifting our bum off the floor. And bring the legs down, give yourself a little cuddle. We're bringing ourselves up onto our bottom and then onto our knees. So from here we're bringing ourselves down onto our elbows and having our bum sticking up in the air. We're going to lift our right foot up in the air and we're just pulsing the foot up. So pushing it up towards the ceiling. And you'll feel this, as well as working your bum, it starts to work your lower back muscles as well. You'll feel it pulling into the stomach at the front. And then we're bringing it down, we're going to change sides. So again, flexing the foot, have it in line, and then just pulsing it up in the air. Oh, and then change side. Lost count there, sorry. One more time on each side. I'm supposed to be doing 15, but I got carried away then when all works at 17, for I can remember. And then we're changing sides, last one. And then bring it down. Push back to child, let your head drop, bring your hands behind, let yourself relax down. So with those, you'll feel them working into your butt as well as stretching your back. So when you're ready, bring yourself back up onto your bum. I'm going to finish with pose of a boat, my faves, not. But it is one of the best exercises for your stomach. So, if you sit on your bum, have your feet beside you. Now you may find that if you pull the cheeks of your bum out, you'll find like a little, they're called sitting bows because it feels quite nice to sit on them. But they make it balancing quite easy. So, from here you're going to go back and lift your feet off the floor. So we're holding it here, we're squeezing our stomach in, we're pulling our shoulders back and down. We're going to take our hands out and hold and squeeze our legs here. We imagine squeezing our legs together, so don't let them fall out to the side, try and squeeze them in. And try not to let your back slump, keep the back pushing up Keep the shoulders pulling back. And then we're going to bring our legs back down. So we're going to see if we can take them up a little bit higher so they're more parallel to the floor. Okay? So again, we're taking them legs and the hands underneath. We're leaning back onto our feet and we're bringing our legs up so they're kind of parallel to the floor. Squeeze the legs towards each other. Squeeze the stomach muscles, reach the hand out. Tuck the chin in, hold it here. Squeeze them muscles, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze the pelvis, squeeze the thighs. And then bring the legs down, bring ourselves back in. So we're going to see if we can lift one leg, but we're going to use our hands and hold on with our hands. So we're bringing ourselves back. We're seeing if we can grab hold of one foot and seeing if we can bring one foot up in the air. And then we're bringing it down. We're seeing if we can grab the other foot and bring it up in the air. Then we're going to see if we can grab the other foot at the same time and push that up in the air. But squeeze the legs together. Lovely. And then bend the knees. Bring it down. Woohoo! Very good, Sassy. So now let's stretch out these legs. So we're bringing ourselves down onto the floor. We're going to take our left leg down and we're going to bring our right leg up and pull it in towards our chest. We're going to take our right hand and place the palm flat down on the floor. Keep our right shoulder down. Bring that right leg across the body towards the left. It doesn't have to go all the way to the floor. You're just letting the body pull across. And we're bringing it back to centre. And bringing the foot down to the floor. As we straighten one leg, we bend the other one. We're bringing that left leg up towards the chest. Give it a nice pull in. Pull it right down to the chest. Take the left hand, place it flat down on the floor. And then bring that left leg across the body to the right. Keeping the left shoulder down on the floor. It doesn't matter if it doesn't go down. Feel that lovely stretch diagonally across the body, from the armpits, down through the back, through the hips. Let's bring it back to centre. And again, we're going to exchange the legs. Pulling the leg in. Taking the hand down onto the floor. Taking it diagonally across the body. And then one last time. Swap the legs. Pull the leg in. Squeeze it in. Bring the hands down. Take it across the body. and then bring it back to center. So you can stay here on the floor. If you want, you can bring the feet together and let the knees drop out so that you're working the inside of the thighs. If that's too much, then have the feet turn in the opposite direction so the knees are balancing against each other. We're going to bring our fingers into Chinmaya Mudra. So bringing your finger and your thumb and your index finger to touch in a circle. Then your other 3 fingers you're bringing down to sit on your palm. And then you're turning the palms over, letting them rest down on the floor. You're tucking the chin in. You're going to breathe with Chinmaya Mudra. It's going to breathe into the middle part of the lungs. So you're feeling the chest lift up the side of the arms, pushing into the back. I'm going to get you to label any thoughts that come into your head as past, present or future. So anything that's already happened, I want you to label it past. If it's something that hasn't happened, then it's future. If it's how you're feeling at this precise moment, so an itch on your nose or a noise from outside, I want you to name it present. So you're going to breathe out. Pull the stomach muscles in, pull them abdominals in. And now just breathing into the middle part of the chest. Breathe in for 1, out for 2. All the way to 10, then start again. We're going to do 5. If I lose you Instagram, make sure that you do a rescue breath, so breathing out through the nose.